Hello, my name is Jacob Gardner, and this is my Psychology 101 final presentation. And this is the Psychology of Environmental Regulations. For literature review, a lot of my literature came back to me as there's a lot of pushback on these laws, but environmental regulations are a necessity. They come from a long time over-exploitation of the natural world, whether that's through overuse of fresh water, destruction of forest, overexploitation of a species for food or fur or whatever. These regulations are necessary so that we may better ourselves in the future, so we still have these resources. And again, they are necessary. There's an example of people in India not following environmental regulations and the infant mortality rate increasing substantially when these laws are not followed. And this can all kind of be put back to humans' brains are wired for survival. We like patterns. We can look at them and understand them easily, and if we can understand them easily, then we're better able to know what's going to happen in the future, and that can help us survive in prehistoric times when we needed to survive on a daily basis. So there are some ways that we can help reduce the amount of pushback that people have for any one environmental regulation. Gaining trust is one way of dealing with backlash. People tend to have less of an opinion if it's coming from someone that they think they can trust. You see this in politicians all the time. They try to gain people's trust so that they support a bill that they're trying to pass. And then being honest with someone, telling them why you're passing a law and telling them the reasons why you're passing the law can help them better understand and better cope with the change in their life. Sometimes people in the government will pass a law and then not be completely honest about why they're doing it or not explain fully, so it can create some negative energy that people will take out on in environmental regulations sometimes. My personal point of view on environmental regulations, I'm coming from a very jaded point of view. I am a wildlife and fisheries sciences biology student. I fully support environmental regulations, so I don't completely understand personally why people would push back on environmental regulations in specific. But I can understand the lack of trust that is created. I've seen people in my hometown of Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, with the white-tailed doe season. They change how people can get tags for a deer during the fall or spring or whenever the season is, and that affects them personally as it's a part of their culture. And then patterns in modern life are broken, and we have to overadapt and overcome. Environmental regulations sometimes can be extreme, but sometimes they need to be extreme. And in the modern world, we have patterns broken all the time. We can never not continue on the same pattern with just how fast we're evolving currently. So we just need to overadapt and overcome and almost get over the change that happens so minorly, so little. Looking to the future, some kinds of research projects that can help us better understand this is how can education affect environmental regulation? That can be raising people from a young age to better understand how laws are passed or how environmental regulations are created, or education on the specific regulation and why it's in place. And then what types of regulations what are the type of regulations with the most pushback? Whether that's for land use or species use or whatever. It would help to figure out what kinds of regulations so we can specifically target those ones and better get those pushbacks to a lower level. Thank you.